Hello again. This is the third video in our series on how to make these form video assessments where you are making a branching form and delivering video and then assessing your students' learning. In this final version of this, I want to talk about how to make all this work, the special little tricks that make this work. Let me show you what I've done. For each video that we watched, remember that we had looked at this video and seen this video here. I had made the branching video and we watched these four different videos for four different pieces of instruction. Now what I've done next is gone ahead and created an assignment to practice each of, related to assess what the students learned in each of the videos. So addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. So I've created all of those assignments. And then I've shared them, you can see, and I've done this for each one of these. I've shared them with anyone with the link can do the assignment. And then I get its URL. That's the link to share. Then I use goo.gul. Many of you might be aware of this. And goo.gul is a URL shortener. I've used that to create a shortened URL for each one of these assignments. Okay. And then coming back, and taking a look at my video training, and then what I've done is created those URLs. So I added 3 columns since we last looked at this: the assignment, the user choice, and the URL. The rest of this was created, and remember we went through the process of making this an old sheet. We installed Form Emailer and so forth. When I've done all that, there's a couple of steps in here that I am not able to show you right now, but what I did was created these addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Those are the exact choices that my students are choosing. This is the assignment related to each one of those, okay? And then I have a special formula here. And I want you to take a look at this formula. This would be available for you to see. If you take a look at this formula, what it's doing, it's an array formula doing a VLOOKUP, and it's looking at the information that gets submitted by the user, addition, subtraction, whatever, and it says, hey, go over there, whatever you find here in this lookup, I want you to go over here to these other 2 columns and find whatever is written in here in this addition column. Go over here, and if it says addition, grab that URL and plug it in over here. And then there's an extra step that you have to do, because whenever you have a form, it would want to be pushing these down and inserting rows. And so what I did is I had to put in these first 4 entries, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I had to push all of these things up into the right location so that as it added rows, it wasn't pushing everything down and inserting rows and moving these down. So I did 4 entries, pushed this stuff up to here, copied and pasted these up to here, put in my array formula, and then what I did was I deleted, notice on this sheet, which is different than most sheets you would use, I deleted all the extra rows in here. And that's because this formula, notice that's the formula, and then the rest of it just says, over here you can see, continue. It just takes that information and keeps adding the information based on what it finds. So this is sort of the little magic piece of this, is the array formula, okay? And that I will make sure we have access to. Now the array formula, exact formula, might change if you have different columns that you're referring to, but the concept would be the same. So again, I've gone ahead, and now watch what happens if I come back to the actual video submission form. So I'm going to do this really quickly. I go back and I go, okay, I'll just send another one to myself, and it's going to choose that, and I'll go, okay, I want to watch the multiplication video. I fill out the form, I go ahead and I watch the video. I'm not going to take the time to watch the whole thing, but you get the point. And then when I'm finished watching the video, I submit. Now I'm going to quickly come back over and look at my video and watch. I've just submitted. Now notice it's automatically added my new row. I went multiplication video. Because it's multiplication, it pulled this assignment and it said that it sent the email. So let's see what happens if I come back here to my email and go ahead and refresh. Well, actually, it's pulling this email. I sent it to a different email address. And this is what is being sent to each of my users. It says, Dear Timothy Welch, it's pulling my name. Because you watched multiplication and la-di-da, I'm sending you all this stuff. Now, here's the assignment that I've just sent you. And because I've done that, now you have, and notice it's a view-only assignment. My students have this assignment. The instructions in the email are to make a copy and then do the assignment and then mail it back to me. So taking a look at what I've done there, this is the information I've now gathered. All of this magic happens based on this form emailer. So let's look at the settings on form emailer. I've done 2 extra things on form emailer. Number 1, I've modified this information using this format. This is like a mail merge. And I also used HTML, so I'm using bold and new paragraphs and a few things like that just to make this look nicer. And I'm saying, hey, dear first name, last name. So it's pulling the information submitted on the form. Thanks for the attending workshop. Because you watched, what do you want to learn? Okay, that's what the choice they made. Okay, and so forth and so on. And then I'm sending you this assignment, which is a URL. And then I'm also including a URL to my website so you guys can continue to learn how to do this. So that's the form emailer. I'll go ahead and put that away. I'm not making changes. But there is an important piece here, and this is at the script editor. After I installed the form emailer script, I had one more little step to do to make this run automatically. In this form emailer script, I clicked on the project's triggers, and I added a trigger, and this is the trigger I've added. Let me just move in on that a little bit. I added a time-driven trigger from the spreadsheet on form submit. Okay, and what that does is you saw what that does. As soon as somebody submits the form, the script runs, and it automatically emails the information that I've set up in that form email. So that's sort of the extra steps about this creation of this form that basically lets you distribute a different video to different kids based on their needs, and then push out an assessment relative to the video. I hope this has been useful, and give it a shot. This information in this video should help you finish out the last more complicated steps.